The 1% rule. How small wins create big success. Big success doesn't happen overnight. It happens quietly, in the tiny, almost invisible moments when you choose growth over comfort. The world glorifies breakthroughs, but real transformation begins with a single percent, a small shift repeated daily. This is the 1% rule. How small wins create unstoppable momentum and lifelong success. Chapter 1. The myth of the big leap. We often wait for the perfect moment, that big leap, the miracle, the dramatic turning point. But the truth is, nothing big ever begins big. A forest starts from a seed. A marathon begins with one step. A legacy starts with one decision. The 1% rule reminds us that progress compounds. Every day you make a small improvement, even 1%, you're stacking the odds in your favor. It doesn't look like much today, but in a year, that 1% repeated becomes transformation. The danger of the big leap mindset is that it traps you in waiting mode. You wait for motivation, inspiration, or the perfect time, and while you wait, life moves on. The people who win are those who start small, but start now. Big results are not built in explosions. They're built in quiet repetitions. Today, don't aim to change your life, just aim to improve one small thing you do every day. One better decision. One cleaner habit. One calmer reaction. Ask yourself tonight, where am I trying to leap when I should be taking my first step? Chapter 2. The power of invisible progress. The hardest part of the 1% journey is that progress is invisible. You go to the gym for 2 weeks, nothing changes. You start saving money, the number barely moves. You read every day, and your mind still feels the same. That's when most people quit. But what you can't see is the foundation forming beneath the surface. Like a bamboo tree that spends years growing roots before it shoots upward, your consistency is creating unseen momentum. Consistency doesn't reward you immediately, it rewards you eventually. Keep a 1% journal. Every night, write down one small action you took, no matter how trivial it seems. The point isn't to feel proud today, it's to look back in 90 days and realize how far you've come. Don't chase visible progress. Chase consistency, and let progress reveal itself when it's ready. Chapter 3. Systems beat goals. We live in a world obsessed with goals. Everyone talks about what they want: the six-figure income, the dream body, the business, the perfect life. But here's the truth: goals don't create results, systems do. Think about it. 2 people can have the exact same goal. One wins, the other quits. The difference isn't the dream they set, it's the process they follow. The goals are the destination. Systems are the map. The problem with goals is that they're event-based. You either win or you lose. You succeed or you fail. When you hit the goal, motivation fades. When you miss it, frustration grows. Systems are identity-based. They don't depend on an outcome. They depend on who you're becoming through daily repetition. What is a system? A system is a repeatable routine that moves you toward growth, even on days you don't feel like it. It's your structure, your rhythm, your engine for progress. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, says it best. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. The good system makes success automatic. You don't have to think about showing up. You've designed your environment so showing up happens naturally. Goals rely on willpower. Systems rely on design. One fades with fatigue. The other endures because it's built into your routine. Building microsystems. Let's get practical. You don't need to design your whole life overnight. Start small. Remember, this is the 1% rule in action. If your goal is to get fit, don't focus on the six-pack. Build a system. Wake up, put your gym shoes by the bed, do 20 minutes daily. The system builds the habit. The habit builds the body. If your goal is to grow your mind, don't say, I'll read 50 books this year. Build a system, 10 pages every night before bed. That's 3,650 pages in a year, roughly 15 books. Effortlessly. If your goal is financial freedom, don't obsess over the big number. Automate a savings transfer every payday. Create a no-spend Sunday rule. Small systems compound faster than giant plans you never execute. High voltage why systems work, the psychology behind it. When you build a system, you reduce decision fatigue. Every day you remove friction. No more thinking, no more negotiating with yourself. You just follow the design. Your brain loves patterns. It craves predictability. The more you follow your system, the more your identity shifts from trying to succeed to being the kind of person who does. Systems turn discipline into identity. Once something becomes who you are, it's effortless to maintain. Ask yourself, what is one goal I keep failing to reach? What small system could make it automatic? If your goal is productivity, maybe your system is a 90-minute deep work block every morning before checking your phone. If your goal is mindfulness, maybe it's 1 silent minute of breathing before every meal. The key is consistency over intensity. A weak system done daily beats a perfect plan done occasionally. Stop chasing goals that come and go. Start building systems that last a lifetime. Because in the end, success isn't about reaching a point, it's about designing a path. And when your path is built on the 1% rule, every small step becomes a system for greatness. Chapter 4. The Psychology of Compound Growth. Let's talk about compound growth. It's one of the most powerful forces in life, and one of the least understood. When people hear compound, they think of money, interest, investments. But the truth is, everything in life compounds. Habits, thoughts, discipline, relationships, even confidence. The hidden math of the 1% rule. 1% better each day doesn't sound like much. It feels almost insignificant, too small to matter. But let's do the math. If you improve just 1% every day for a year, you're not 365% better. You're 37 times better. That's the power of compounding. Because progress doesn't add, it multiplies. Every small action builds on the one before it. Every repetition reinforces a habit, strengthens a belief, deepens a skill. And just like interest, the earlier you start, the greater your returns. Example. Think about reading. 10 pages a day doesn't seem life-changing. But in 1 year, that's over 3,600 pages, about 15 full books. 15 books of wisdom. 15 opportunities to reshape your thinking, your habits, your mindset. That's compounding in action. Why we resist slow progress. But here's the challenge, our minds crave immediacy. We're wired for instant results, not gradual returns. When effort doesn't produce immediate evidence, the brain whispers, it's not working. That's the danger zone, the place where most people quit. Because growth often hides behind boredom, repetition, and silence. The hardest part of growth isn't effort. It's patience. The 1% rule forces you to trust what you can't see yet, to keep showing up before success shows itself. Example. It's like learning an instrument. For weeks, your fingers hurt, your sound is off, and nothing clicks. Then one day, without warning, it happens, fluency, flow, freedom. You didn't suddenly get better that day. You simply caught up with all your invisible progress. Compound growth isn't just numbers, it's emotional physics. Every small win you achieve builds internal momentum. When you do what you said you'd do, even in small doses, you build trust with yourself. Confidence doesn't come from motivation. It comes from microproof, evidence that you can rely on you. Every morning you follow through on a promise, you strengthen self-belief. Every time you keep going when no one's watching, you multiply your self-respect. And self-respect compounds into identity, the quiet knowing that you are capable. The psychology of compounding extends beyond personal growth. It affects the world around you. When you become 1% kinder, 1% more patient, 1% more consistent, your relationships shift. Your energy changes. You influence others without realizing it. Growth is contagious. Your consistency gives others permission to believe it's possible for them too. Think of the leader who shows up every day with calm confidence. The parent who listens with patience. The friend who keeps their word. Those are 1% choices, repeated daily, that ripple into families, teams, and entire communities. Compounding isn't magic, it's math, multiplied by mindset. It's the quiet confidence to believe that small steps matter, even when no one's watching, even when results hide. So ask yourself, what am I compounding right now? Is it discipline or distraction? Focus or frustration? Because whatever you repeat today multiplies tomorrow. Trust the curve. Play the long game. Your breakthrough is already growing, 1% at a time. Track your micro-victories. Don't let your brain forget that you showed up again today. Success is psychological momentum, and momentum doesn't come from perfection, it comes from repetition. What if your next breakthrough isn't one giant victory, but 100 tiny ones you haven't noticed yet? Chapter 5. The Long Game. We live in a world obsessed with speed. Fast results. Instant rewards. Overnight fame. But true success, the kind that lasts, belongs to those who master the long game. The 1% rule isn't about intensity. It's about endurance. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing something long enough to matter. Everyone is chasing a finish line, a day when they'll finally make it. But here's the truth most people never realize. There is no finish line. Success isn't a destination you reach, it's a direction you travel. It's a lifestyle, not a landmark. The long game isn't about arriving, it's about staying in motion. You don't win because you reach the end. You win because you keep going when others stop. Example: a runner doesn't stop training after one marathon. A writer doesn't stop after one bestseller. Growth is infinite, because mastery has no end point. Every long game has seasons. Seasons of momentum, when everything clicks. Seasons of doubt, when nothing moves. And seasons of rest, when you must pause, reflect, and realign. The problem is, most people quit in the wrong season. They mistake winter for failure, not realizing it's part of the cycle. Growth is seasonal. What looks like stagnation is often preparation. Headphone example. A tree doesn't panic when it loses its leaves. It knows spring will come again. In the same way, your progress sometimes needs silence. Time to root deeper before reaching higher. Learn to honor your seasons. Push during growth, rest during stillness, and trust during uncertainty. The long game is less about skill and more about stamina. The real enemy of mastery isn't failure, it's boredom. It's doing the same small thing every day when the excitement fades. It's showing up when no one claps. It's refining your craft when progress feels invisible. Boredom is a test, a filter that separates those who want success from those who are built for it. Headphone example. Kobe Bryant shot the same move thousands of times after practice. Mozart practiced scales until his fingers bled. Their greatness didn't come from talent alone, but from mastering monotony. When boredom hits, don't seek stimulation, seek depth. Go deeper into the routine. Refine one movement, one note, one sentence. That's where mastery hides. Patience isn't passive, it's powerful. It's the quiet strength to hold your vision when results take time. The long game rewards the patient because patience sustains clarity. Patience isn't waiting. It's working while you wait. When you practice patience, you stop competing with others and start competing with yesterday's version of you. The long game is about legacy, not likes, not numbers, not quick wins. It's about creating something that outlives the moment. Legacy is built quietly through years of consistency. Every action, every word, every habit compounds into who you become and what you leave behind. You're not just building results. You're building reputation, resilience, and remembrance. Example: think of people like Nelson Mandela, Maya Angelou, or Warren Buffett. Their greatness didn't come from one grand act. It came from decades of showing up for their purpose. That's what the 1% rule looks like stretched over a lifetime. The long game teaches us that slow is smooth, and smooth becomes fast. That small steps compound into unstoppable motion. And that every day you show up, even in silence, you're building momentum that never dies. The 1% rule isn't a sprint. It's a promise to stay committed long enough to become who you're meant to be. So, keep going. Keep refining. Keep believing. Because in the end, success doesn't belong to the smartest, the fastest, or the loudest. It belongs to those who play the long game. One quiet, consistent day at a time. Every great story of success begins with a small decision. Not a massive leap. Not a miracle moment. Just one choice, to start. That's what the 1% rule is really about. The courage to keep improving, one day at a time. You don't have to change your whole life overnight. You just have to choose progress over perfection, consistency over chaos, and faith over frustration. Because when you do that, something beautiful happens. The impossible begins to bend toward you. Opportunities appear. Habits stick. Your world reshapes itself around the person you're becoming. Every small win counts. Every quiet effort matters. Success isn't loud. It's built in silence, in repetition, in patience. If you've listened this far, remember, you've already proven that you have what it takes to grow. You have the discipline to listen, the hunger to learn, the desire to become more. That's the seed of transformation. All you need to do now is keep watering it. Every sunrise gives you another 1%. Another chance to improve, reflect, create, forgive, or begin again. That's the gift of the long game. It's never too late to start playing it. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to pause, breathe, and think of one area in your life you can improve by just 1% today. Then go do it. One small win. One simple habit. One step closer to your full potential. Because that's how greatness begins. You've been listening to the 1% rule, how small wins create big success. Produced by Chasing Greatness, where words become fuel for your growth. If this inspired you, don't forget to subscribe, share, and revisit whenever you need a reminder of your strength. Together, let's build a world that believes in progress, not perfection. Until next time, keep growing. Every great story of success begins with a small decision. Not a massive leap. Not a miracle moment. Just one choice, to start. That's what the 1% rule is really about. The courage to keep improving, one day at a time. You don't have to change your whole life overnight. You just have to choose progress over perfection, consistency over chaos, and faith over frustration. Because when you do that, something beautiful happens. The impossible begins to bend toward you. Opportunities appear. Habits stick. Your world reshapes itself around the person you're becoming. Every small win counts. Every quiet effort matters. Success isn't loud. It's built in silence, in repetition, in patience. If you've listened this far, remember, you've already proven that you have what it takes to grow. You have the discipline to listen, the hunger to learn, the desire to become more. That's the seed of transformation. All you need to do now is keep watering it. Every sunrise gives you another 1%. Another chance to improve, reflect, create, forgive, or begin again. That's the gift of the long game. It's never too late to start playing it. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to pause, breathe, and think of one area in your life you can improve by just 1% today. Then go do it. One small win. One simple habit. One step closer to your full potential. Because that's how greatness begins. You've been listening to the 1% rule, how small wins create big success. Produced by Chasing Greatness, where words become fuel for your growth. If this inspired you, don't forget to subscribe, share, and revisit whenever you need a reminder of your strength. Together, let's build a world that believes in progress, not perfection. Until next time, keep growing, keep believing, keep moving 1% at a time.